Sometimes you have to go backwards to understand exactly what didn't quite work in order for you to successfully move forward. And we're kind of seeing that a little bit with Terra Luna Classic right now. We've seen some division in the development team, and equally the price has suffered, but the community is rallying and we've got some exciting proposals coming down. We're going to take a look at some of those in this video, as well as the price action and some interesting news coming out of the team. So with that being said, let's get into the video. And we can see here the current global market, $814.75 billion, up 3%. A nice move up we've seen in the last 24 hours. See Bitcoin could break 17k in the not so distant future, ETH at 1218, and as well as a number of other coins all in the green for the day. You can see there Polygon Matic up 4%, we see Polkadot up 3.5%, Litecoin still continuing to move, and actually it feels much better in terms of what we got. Yes, we're still quite a way down. 853 billion was where we were post CPI announcement, so we'll stay close and hopefully we can get back up to there. But as we come down the list, you'll see there just a plethora of green on the 24-hour until we get to the 44th ranked cryptocurrency, Terra Luna Classic. You can see 7-day 20% down, our volume 22% down, currently trading at the 13.4 level, up 2.94%, with our market cap at 801. So we have stepped up a little bit from our price action yesterday when we did see that huge correction in the market. Take a look at the slightly more technicals. You can see this massive correction that came in on Friday, and we have kind of just been trading sideways, albeit we did see another correction yesterday. Today though, we look like we'll mint a pretty solid green candle as we head back up, hopefully towards the 14s and maybe even into the 15s. So what do we want to talk about in this video? Like I said, it's been a bit of a challenge both in terms of Terra Rebels and development for Luna Classic. We know that Zaradar's moved away, we know Edward Kin's moved away. Now, interestingly though, those guys are potentially working on something, and we're going to take a look at that in just a second. But we do have the repeal proposal of 10983, and what is it? This is by Matt's Market. He is the co-owner of the Lunk the Lunk Live validator, and actually I'll leave a link to his Twitter down in the description so you can go and check it out. But he says, I am recommended to repeal proposal 10983 and reverse the code changes implemented by the proposal. Primary benefits: we do not have the consent or approval of individuals or organizations to remint half what they are burning. There is a danger of alienating our largest supporters down to our retail investors. I believe the community's best interest to repeal and replace to a prior 0.2% tax and 10% of the burn tax to be reminted and sent to the community pool. What does it mean? Ultimately, we are going to remove the 50% remint tax, put it back to what it was prior, and equally that 0.2% tax. So we fund the community pool, but we don't allow huge amounts of minting. Remember, we saw 937 million Luna Classic was reminted in the proposal for the development of Rebel Station, $150,000. And what has it done? It's created division. So I absolutely think this is the right thing, that we go back to what we were before. We know that that was working. We know we had unity in the team, and ultimately it was about building the community pool. That will come. It will come with volume. Everything is fixed via volume right now in the market. Interesting to look at what's happening right now with validators. Clearly there is a number of validators to vote. 7 days, you can see that this proposal is hit reach quorum, but we've had yes, Classic Cryptosphere, Peace, Freedom, Unity Development Team, APR on Nodes, and the Loon808.eth have also all voted. Now again, in the grand scheme of things, they are pretty small validators when you compare something like All Nodes, which really interestingly with All Nodes is increasing its voting power. And you need to understand this if you are staking your Luna Classic, that the more voting power they have, the bigger they sway. So ultimately with All Nodes, depending on which way they want to vote, they can sway the entire proposal. And I think it's really important that we reference that, because actually when we start to really get into the nitty-gritty of starting to really build out proposals for applications or dexes or whatever the future may hold, it's important that our interests are met by the people that we are ultimately staking our coins. Remember, they get a benefit from us staking with it, not only from voting but from a financial benefit. So it's important that when you choose who you're staking with, you are doing that correctly. We have had an abstain. Orbital Command have decided they're not going to do it, so we'll keep close to this vote. I think it's definitely interesting as in terms of what this could do, and I do actually agree with it. Before you go further, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with everything going on with Luna Classic. Also leave a like on this video, and if you are interested and you do join my live streams on an evening, you will know how crazy they'll get. And if you want to come and support those live streams, come on over here, grab yourself a 2-bit crypto NFT. Link is in the description if you want to grab one of these. They've got some utility coming in the new year. Just come along, 9 PM GMT every night. We race marbles, have a great time talking cryptocurrency. Grab yourself some of these amazing NFTs that are going to support you in the future for those benefits as part of that process. So dead interested to see in terms of Lunar Classic, and dead interested in terms of what the future potentially looks like, certainly from a price perspective, and also those proposals. And we're probably going to see a number of other proposals coming down the line, and I think it's always worthwhile referencing that. Now, in terms of the developers, so Tobias and Edward Kin obviously have moved on in terms of Lunar Classic. Now, what we need to be mindful of is that they aren't actually going just to hide. They're going to be, you know, kind of doing something different. And interestingly, we can see here from Tobias, it says, just to clarify, I'm not leaving the community. I'm simply trying to focus the time I have on layer 1 and let Terra Rebels grow onto a path of its own. Let's all just look forward and focus on building. Talks a little bit about financials. I'm not going to get into the financials. It's not for me to talk about. It's not for me to have an opinion about. I don't know enough about it. But I do think it's important that Tobias isn't just leaving. He is going to be doing some stuff in the back end, and ultimately maybe come back as a consultant or constructor in terms of building some out onto the network. So we'll have to wait and see. Likewise with Edward Kin, these guys are putting something together to support that layer 1 solution. So I think it's going to be pretty interesting. But the more proposals we get, the more generation we get from the community. You can see here Zaradar is trending, and I saw Lunkburn trending as well. So the start of the hype is coming back. The community is starting to build, and ultimately, sometimes, like I said at the very, very start of the video, we need to roll back the clock in order for us to progress. But let me know what you think of those comments, and let me know what you think of that proposal. Do you think it's a good thing to revert back to where we were prior, or do you think we just keep changing things a little bit too much? The price respecting a little bit today, 2.5%. Be nice if we can push to 5%. We'll keep you up to date with everything going on with Lunar Classic. As ever, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.